This is an e-ink display. This is also an e-ink display. One has taken me weeks and months to build, set up, and get up and running. In fact, it's not even finished yet. And the other took minutes and days to get set up and running, and it's fully functioning. And this is all before I've even heard of this device. This is the TRMNL device, and if you've heard about it, you know exactly what this is about. If not, let's just say this is more than just an e-ink display. And you can either go down this route or you can go down this route, and depending on who you are, you might prefer one over the other. I initially went down this route first, not knowing this existed, and let's just say it turned out to be quite a bit of a journey. Now, it all started with me seeing these very cool e-ink displays on the internet, and you may have seen these yourselves. They're minimal, simple, and very energy efficient. And I thought, how hard can it be to build something like that? Surely, as a software engineer, I should be able to whip out something relatively quickly, you know, a quick 1 or 2 weekend project. And side projects are fun. You get to learn a few things, play with hardware, write some code. And so the little challenge began, and also a little rabbit hole started. Now, after doing some research, I figured out the parts needed for a project like this. First, a small computer, and a Raspberry Pi seemed perfect, and a Pi Zero was even better because it's tiny and I can hide it behind a picture frame. Next, the display. Obviously an e-ink display, not too small, not too big, and not too slow either, because some of these displays can take up to 15 to 30 seconds to refresh. This one from Wayshare looked promising. Then I needed a battery solution because I wanted this to be portable, and finally a picture frame to house everything, and IKEA seemed to have a few where it had some depth to hide everything. So a plan was forming: order the parts, put it together, write some code, boom, you're done. But let me tell you, it did not take a weekend or 2 or 3, because at the time it was almost impossible to buy a Raspberry Pi. Sold out everywhere. Some were on eBay for 2-3 times the price, but I wasn't that desperate. So I bought all the other parts anyway and waited. And eventually I did get my hands on a Pi Zero, and oh man, if you have ever worked on a Pi Zero, you will know exactly what I mean. Booting takes forever. Updating packages takes forever. Launching anything takes forever. Even launching a browser doesn't really work. Then came the e-ink display. Getting that to work meant installing the right drivers. Fortunately, someone had already done most of the work. And e-ink displays don't behave like normal monitors. You can't just plug them in and display a web page. Instead, you have to send an image, you know, a PNG or JPEG. So in my case, I designed and built a nice little weather dashboard on a web page, and then I had to write additional code to take a screenshot of that page and send that image to the display. So think of it like printing a new page every time the screen updates, just a digital version. The clever part though, once the image is on the display, it stays there without using any power, which is why these displays are so energy efficient. But it does add another level of complexity in the code and to the whole setup. And then came the final straw. This is Pi Juice, and this was supposed to power the whole thing along with the battery as well. Plugged it in, nothing. Couldn't get it to work. Contacted support, opened a GitHub issue, and shortly after that, company shut down. At this point, I spent almost $300 on this little project, but I was determined to get something working, even if it meant plugging it into a battery or wall socket for now, and a lot of trial and error. I finally managed to get my weather display on the screen, although for some reason it was mirrored, no idea why. So I just flipped the image in code, and at that moment there was a huge sense of satisfaction. All the bits finally came together, even though the battery still didn't work, and then I sort of stopped. That's where the fun weekend project slowly stretched into weekends, and it just stopped being fun. Then shortly after that, I came across this, the TRMNL e-ink display. Now, full disclosure, TRMNL did reach out to me about the device. This isn't sponsored, but by that point I'd already bought one and was planning to make a video about it anyway. They did offer to send out another unit to me, but I haven't even claimed that. So the one you're seeing here has been bought with my own money. I'll leave a link in the description below if you're interested. Anyway, at the time I thought, would this actually solve all my DIY problems? An e-ink display with a built-in computer, a battery, and a kickstand, all encased in a frame. Okay, it's not quite a wooden picture frame, but they do have different colored frames, and they also sell a wooden encasing as well. When I got this thing, registered the device, connected to Wi-Fi, and within minutes I was up and running. Added a couple of the built-in plugins to see what it was like, and it just worked. This was everything I originally wanted to build, but better, way better, and without all the hurdles. The built-in plugins already give you a variety of options. I added some basic ones, the weather, days remaining, and I like how you control how often they update, the option to change layouts and mix different plugins together. But the part that really interested me the most, the developer kit, because with that, Terminal lets you build your own plugins. And that was exactly the main reason I bought this. There is a small one-time fee, about $20 for the developer kit, no subscription, just a one-time lifetime purchase. And that gives you access to the developer tools, the API, so you can create your own plugins and send them directly to the device. Your plugin can either periodically check for data, or you can push data to whenever something changes. Once I started playing with it, I realized I could build my own plugins for things I actually care about. So I built one that shows train departure times for my local train station, another one that shows London Underground status, like delays, closures, that sort of thing. Another one that tells time, but in a sort of a poem format with a touch of AI, which was quite fun. All of those little bits of code running on a server at home that push data to the display. And that's the part of the project I actually enjoy the most, building the dashboards. And remember when I mentioned e-ink displays need an image generated before anything can be shown? Well, Terminal handles that part for you. Instead of building your own image generation pipeline like I had to, they provide a template system called Liquid. It's basically HTML and CSS. So you design the display, what it should look like, the layout, the size, text sizes, widgets, and Terminal handles the rendering for you. They even have a built-in editor and previewer so you can see what the plugin will look like before sending it to the display, which made the building the custom plugins way easier and a lot less painful compared to the DIY route. And if you're still someone who enjoys tinkering with hardware, Terminal actually supports that too. You can either run their platform on your Raspberry Pi or even build your own hardware and run their firmware. And if you really want full control, you can even host the backend yourself. And all this is towards something they call the Unbreakable Pledge. Terminal have publicly said that if this device should ever become useless, even if the company disappears, which I hope it won't, they're committed to releasing the server-side code as open source. So technically the whole system can still run, you just have to host it yourself. And the one thing I didn't expect was the battery life on this thing. I actually don't remember when I charged this last, maybe a month, 2-3 months. I genuinely don't remember, it's that infrequent. And when the battery does get low, you get a nice email notification to let you know it needs charging, which is a nice touch. And looking back at this whole journey, do I regret going down the DIY route? Well, I am down $300, but I learned about e-ink displays, Raspberry Pis, rendering images for e-ink displays, and some patience along the way. And from this whole journey, I realized the part I actually enjoyed the most wasn't the hardware so much, it was building the dashboards and plugins. That was the fun part for me. And Terminal certainly brought that energy back, because instead of fighting with the hardware and drivers, I could focus on building things I originally wanted to display. And I could actually repurpose this DIY project into another Terminal device. Now, if you enjoy the process of building everything from scratch, the hardware, the wiring, all the troubleshooting, then the DIY route can still be a really fun challenge. But if what you really want is a nice e-ink display that just works and gives you room to build your own plugins and dashboards, then something like the Terminal makes the whole experience a lot easier. One last thing worth mentioning, this one is one of the originals, the OG as they call it. Terminal have announced a Terminal X, which has a slightly larger screen, no branding on the frame, more grayscale levels, and a bigger battery. I've pre-ordered one myself, but it is running a little bit behind schedule, but they do have updates on their channel if you're interested at all, so feel free to check that out. All right, thanks for watching. Feel free to click on whatever YouTube recommends up above. Catch you next one.